let's get back into it. We are at we're pretty close to the end. I expect second part of this will probably be shorter. I guess we'll see. So after you kill Gorb, you save quit. And you're going to Crystal Dash. Drop in here. This is one of my least favorite parts of the whole run because of the insane amount of RNG in this room right here. Get screwed by this guy being in your way. He wasn't this time. You can also get hit there. I've like inventory dropped onto an orange glob because I was falling faster than it. So right here you cancel this early. Dash over. There's two ways to do this room. I'll actually show both. Oops. Okay. I'm gonna turn on infinite HP just so I can show. So the way I do it is like this. You have to do an acid skip. You have to not fail the acid skip. Actually, three ways. I'll show all three. Screw it. There you go. There's that, and then you fall down. I'll show Scurry's real fast. I'm not a huge fan of it, but it's pretty cool. That's why I'm not a fan of it, because I'm not good at it. But you basically have to get the jump off early enough to where... There you go. Where you can just get under. I think that's the fastest way. But this is the third way. It's a little bit riskier. It looks cool though. So then I dash over, fall against that wall, walk off, inventory drop, and then just go over the left. In this room, I shadow dash to the first one, and then I up slash to hit the jellyfish and hit crystal dash. Sometimes the big jellyfish will fly back at you and hit you. It's pretty rare though. You want to make sure you place a dream gate out here. Walk inside. And then, so Umu is a lot easier on True Ending than he is on any percent. The 2 cycle is basically free. There's a chance you can get a 1 cycle. You get really, really lucky, but it's very, very rare. I think it's only happened like twice as far as I know. The XD cycle. But basically, I'm going to try to get at least 6 out of 9 soul in this room. You don't really need it. Really, you need 3 out of 9. But I jump up here, count 0 Mississippi, 1 Mississippi, 2. And then everybody has kind of a different setup for this fight for True Ending, or for everything, but True Ending is a lot more lenient. You just have to get the first cycle right. And if you want a full breakdown of why that fight is why this fight is RNG garbage in any percent, that tutorial breaks it down. He's really low. I don't like that, but I think he's still okay. Yeah, he's fine. Ooh, I didn't get a double hit, but like I said, True Ending is way easier for 2 cycles, so... Oh wow, I didn't think... Oh wow, a double hit, so... Whatever. Basically, if you get it right, it'll only take 1... Looks actually disgusting for some reason. It'll only take 1 fireball afterwards. If you don't get a double hit, like I didn't, like I got the full rotation off, but the last fireball didn't double hit, so it took 2 fireballs. Also, I still have full health left, or infinite health. You want to come this? I cancel early and double jump. You can go to the wall if you want. Squirrel. I thought he was done. We can speed all this up. So then, as soon as you spawn again, you want to wait that just third or half a second to Dreamgate. Otherwise, like I said, in that room it'd be just the worst thing ever because there's not a screen transition for like a bazillion years. So you'd have to come all the way out here and well, actually go to the room before, but even then, it actually might take more time to even Dreamgate. So you just crystal dash out. Anyways, I should mention there are 2 routes from this point until Marmu. Yeah, Marmu. Both of them are going to go up and kill No Eyes, obviously, but one of them involves Queen's Garden Acid Skip, or QGA, and the other doesn't. As far as I know, I've never actually personally tested this because it's kind of hard to test as far as like optimal goes. I mean, it's not really that hard, but it's apparently it's the same speed if you do QGA first try, but QGA is something that no matter how good any of the runners are, nobody's 100% consistent with it. Some people are like 85, 90% at the most. So there's really no reason to do it. As far as I know, it's apparently the same speed because it's just more of a risk of QGA. So most runners in regular runs will do the other route because it's way safer and easier. At GDQ, I will be doing QGA just to kind of show off the trick because I think it's cool and it doesn't really waste time anyway. So basically, I'm going to show the non-QGA route. I guess I could show the QGA. Whatever, maybe. I don't know. I'm going to show the non one first. I'll show the regular, like, normal strat first. And then maybe I'll show the QGA. So, you leave out here. This is all the same. There's only going to be one difference right here for before No Eyes, where without QGA, you set a Dream Gate here. You want to gain soul. You want to have full soul going into this fight. This is the worst fight in the whole run. And other than Markov, nothing else is even really close. Even then, Markov isn't very close in terms of how trash this fight is. So, I want to make sure you have full soul here. If you did Umu right, you could actually leave Teacher's Archives with 6 out of 9 soul. It's pretty common. So you just need 3 hits on the way here, and that's super easy. Alright, so here's the worst fight ever. No Eyes is basically a crapshoot on whether you're going to get her to not teleport after you hit her. If you can get 5 spell hits just without even hitting her with the nail, then you'll just automatically kill her. But there's no telling of whether your fireball is going to double hit. If it would have double hit, sometimes she'll just teleport after the first hit, so she won't even get hit by the second one. And sometimes the ghost can just be obnoxious. And on top of that, after you kill her, the ghost's hitboxes, like the model disappears, but the hitbox is still there. And I've actually lost at least 3 runs, probably more. I can't remember the exact number. To killing No Eyes with 1 health, like with a fireball, and then falling to a platform, like killing it right here, and then I fall and hit an invisible ghost and die. And the ghost said, yeah, whatever. Anyways, so I'm gonna do the fight a couple times, but there's not much I can say other than just listen for which part of the room she's in and try to chase her down and try to be far from her when you shoot fireballs so that they'll double hit. That one double hit, luckily. She's dead. That was the best luck you could possibly hope for, is that, exactly. I'll show it. One of these is gonna go wrong and there's a chance I could die, but it's not even that uncommon to die here. It's just, you can get really unlucky. No, I didn't respawn Ghost, I'm an idiot. Damn it. I'm gonna have a lot of extra. Actually, no, I won't, because I'm gonna load in a save file to show the QGA route without the whatever being there. So she's 2 fireball hits away. Of course, I'm getting that lucky. It never happens. Oh, that, see, I like pressed the fireball button, but she teleported as I was like pressing it. And luckily that fireball double hit. That's no way. I'm not gonna go into a lot of detail with that fight because it's garbage and you can just get really unlucky. But basically, you just try to get 5 fireball hits on her. If they all single hit, then good luck getting 6 no hits and then 2 fireballs. It can go really wrong, and those ghosts can be assholes. So what you do is you do the thing that you do in Markoth, where you dream nail, start another one, and then press up to teleport out, and you get the essence right as you leave. I have a lot of extra essence right here. Normally you wouldn't have anywhere close to this. But this is the non-QGA route, and then I'll show the QGA route. You don't have to be this low. This acid skip is very, very lenient, but I accidentally fell too low. So this is how I do it. I get 4 hits right here. I like to have full soul going into this next area. Or at least more than I had. Alright, so this is where the 2 paths converge, is right here. I'm going to load up another save file that is basically... I kind of have to do before No Eyes, but I don't want to go fight No Eyes again, just a point, so I'm just going to load up a file that is free No Eyes, but then just give myself 200 essence. So I can show you. Okay, so basically for the QGA route, you wouldn't place the Dream Gate up in that other area. So let's say I just killed Monomon, which we teleport away. So I'd end up here. And then I would just go up and kill No Eyes without setting the Dream Gate, and then I would Dream Gate away from No Eyes like I normally do, but I would end up here again. So then you would just do this. Also, I'm going to give myself 200 essence. So now I have the same amount that I would if I went and killed No Eyes. So this would be broken already, but you would just crystal dash out to here, stop it before you get to the screen transition so you don't run into him. And then I would come, go down here. Here we're going to do QGA. I'm not going to make this. That's why we don't go for QGA in this route. And that's it. Also, you know, if you have low health, leaving No Eyes, then this route is really rough, especially because you need to have at least 2 health, and that's really pushing it, but because you have to take a damage later. So having 2 health would be the lowest you could have without having to waste time on healing. So then you would over here, and again I would try to be collecting soul without wasting too much time. Now we're on the same path. You have to, I mean, I try to have at least 8 out of 9 because I'm going to hit this Mantis that spawns right here once. I'm gonna hit this guy, hopefully. There you go. Shade Soul one-shots him, so that's way easier than 80%. So you wanna... I land on that platform and then just take a step off, and it puts you right here. Warps you to that lever. This is all the same as any percent, other than the Mantises die in 1 fireball instead of having to double hit them. Also, I don't normally hit him 3 times, I only hit him once, because... Basically, the point is just to leave this room with full soul, but like, very easy to get 5-6 hits in here, no problem. So you should already be at 3 out of 9 when you start, or even more. Actually, I didn't mean to cancel my crystal dash. This is one of the ones where you dash out of the room, dash back in faster. Alright, so having full soul is important because you're coming up on this arena. And this arena is basically just however you want to do it, but you have to plan out how much soul you're going to have, which I've done, so I'll show you my strategy, but these Mantis Petras can be double hit. That one didn't, but I don't like being down the soul, so... Okay, so let me explain. These guys take 8 hits. I have 1 hit out of 9, so I'm gonna hit him 8 times to get full soul. I have my whole soul, or like amounts planned out for this whole arena to be kind of be done the way I want. So basically, the first guy, I tried to double hit with the fireball. It didn't double hit, so I went down to 6 instead of like I went down to 6 and he was alive instead of having 6 and then being dead. So if I would have shot another fireball, I'd been at 3 and that'd been really bad. So basically, I just hit him 3 times, so I'd be back up at 9, and then I fireballed again, so it's basically like I killed him with just the first fireball. Then I jump up, hit the flying guy once, and then fireball him, so I'm at 4 out of 9. And then I fireball the one over to the right, so I'm at 1 out of 9, and I'm gonna hit this guy 8 times to get back up to full soul. So that's like the first half of this arena. I'm gonna try to double hit this guy and kill the flying one. I did. I nail fireball him, and I nail fireball. He got double hit, and then nail fireball. So that's the arena. Oh my god, I knew that was gonna happen. I don't normally dash there because I'm like always scared that I'm not gonna get the jump off in time, which I didn't. Alright, so you have to, I mean you don't have to, but good luck. If you don't, you want to try to be at full health in this part because these frogs are like the worst part of the whole run RNG wise. I've been hit in this room 4 or 5 times and it's a nightmare. So basically you want to try to get past them with your shade cloak, but sometimes, okay, that was like, oh, okay. I haven't been not hit by those guys in so long. In my world record run, I got hit like 4 times in that first room. Getting hit once right there is fine. And I like to be full soul going into the Marmu fight, so I just hit those guys. So they're both right next to each other. Getting past that room without getting hit is really hard. Having 3 health here is like my average. That's, well, not lately. Lately I've been coming to that room with like 1 health and having to heal, but okay, so Marmu has a little bit less health than most Dream Warriors besides like No Eyes, where she's one of the ones like No Eyes where 5 fireball hits will kill her, but getting double hits on her is really easy. So potentially you could just double single double or double double single and she'll just die, which is great. She can also trade. It's really easy to trade damage with her, where you hit her with the nail, but she still runs into you because she kind of flies pretty fast. So coming into this room like with 1 health would be pretty risky, but also not having full soul is risky. So you kind of have to like weigh your options of like I would come to this fight with 3 health fine, 2 health I'd be a little sketchy, but I'd still do it. 1 health I'd probably just waste a heal and just hope that I got double and then got soul fast. So normally I would do this, get a free double, another free double, and now she's 1 fireball away. I could have fired it right there, but I wanted to make sure I didn't miss. Because then it would be annoying to try to track her down for 3 hits. So again, we're going to do the Dream Gate while getting the essence. Alright, so basically for Trader Lord, I like to have at least 3 out of 9 soul. I would love to have more. I just never really finished the Marmu fight with any soul. And getting soul in this room takes way too long. So basically what I do is I do this. I hit once, like forward, dash through them, and then turn around, hit once, and then jump up and hit 1 more time, and then dash away. Right here. Could hit that soul statue too. Okay. That platform is kind of weird. If you do it slightly differently, sometimes you'll like land on top of the platform like I normally do, or sometimes that can happen where you kind of hit the side and you have to react and double jump before you fall into the thorns. I've had the same thing happen with those 2 bottom ones as well, not as often. It's the first 2 that are normally the worst. So don't dash as soon as you got in this room. Wait a second so you can dash through that. And we're coming up on Trader Lord. I can only show this fight once because I can't respawn him. It's just a limitation of debug, but basically there's going to be 1 Mantis, what are they called? Mantis Trader? Trader Mantis? I don't know. I know the flying ones are Mantis Petras. I don't know what the ground ones are called. But the ground Mantis Trader thing is going to spawn 1 of them, and then normally what I would do is I'm going to try to double hit him with a fireball. If I don't, I'm kind of probably going to... I think it takes 6 hits. Yeah, I think it's 6 hits after one Shade Soul hit. Which I, instead of doing 3 and then fireballing again, I might just take the time to get all 6 nail hits. Because then I'll have 2 fireballs for the next 2 that are going to spawn. And just in case I don't double hit them. So I kind of just play it by whatever I get. I didn't double hit, so I might just get... Actually, it might be 5. Nope, 6. Perfect. Now I have 2 fireballs. But he got double hit. He got hit once. And so right there, I did that on purpose where I hit him just twice before fireballing him. So that way I'll have 2 out of 3. Because when Trader Lord spawns, you can get 1 nail hit and a fireball. So basically I'm at 2 out of 3, or 2 out of 9. I can hit once and then fireball immediately, and I'll start the fight with 0, but it's fine. I'll have already done 45 damage when the fight starts. Whoops, I didn't have any soul. Charlotte's pretty easy. Everybody does a little bit differently. I just kind of like forward slash, jump, pogo once, land, and like nail, fireball, whatever I do. I nail fireball. And then if he jumps, I kind of do a little mini hop and up slash as he's going over. It's kind of tight, but I normally take either between 0 to 1 damage in this fight, so I was at 3, so I was fine. I'll kind of explain what I do here. As soon as he kind of like explodes, like in his death, like it hasn't happened yet, but he's gonna like make a big explosion noise or whatever, I kind of count to 2 seconds and then let go of Crystal Dash, and this gate will be gone if I time it right. So 0 Mississippi, 1 Mississippi, 2. Kind of be a little bit shorter than that. This is the White Lady. She's going to give you half of the King's Soul. So, we're almost done. Got Galleon, Hera, White Palace, Void Heart, and then last final bosses. So, okay, save quit here. Make sure to pick up the half of King's Soul. I've watched her run die to not grabbing it. Now, once you spawn here, you want to get full soul before you get to Galleon, but you have plenty of chances for full soul, like to gain soul, so it's not very difficult. Like miss a couple, or if it's too out of the way, don't even waste your time because you'll find other places. Especially at like right before you actually get to the boss. I like to hit him through the floor sometimes. I mean, I might have to up slash there anyway. Right before there's 3 enemies that all take like 3 hits to kill, so like potentially you could get all your soul there if you really need to. Once you get here, you have to make sure to Dream Nail or Dream Gate. Alright. And then you come out here. I touched that wall right there just to kind of get my dash back. And then put something on top of that, but I messed it up. I don't think this Crystal Dash is worth it, but I do it every time because I'm dumb. I get 2 hits on him. These are the enemies right here. And even if you didn't get full soul there, there's still 2 more enemies right here on this wall. So you have plenty of time to get full soul. Basically, there's a chance when you're climbing up that wall in that last room that those spiders can kind of charge up a shot and hit you like as you're coming off, like as they're appearing from off screen, and there's like literally nothing you can do. It's just like as they show up, the orange blob's already hitting you in the face, and it's just kind of unfortunate. But this fight is pretty easy once you get good at it to only take at maximum 1 damage. Like most of the time I take 0. Every once in a while I'll kind of like damage tank through one of the saws just to kind of get a fireball off and take 1 damage. But worst, like basically the Hera split you're gonna have to dash, shade dash through a devout, and if you get really unlucky, the devout can kind of back up, and you'll kind of like when your shade cloak wears off, you'll be inside of his hitbox, and you can take 1 damage. But that's like, or if you really mess up and dash into him, like before your shade cloak is back, and you end up in front of him, you could potentially take 2 damage. So like, you want to make sure that you're at least like 3 health to not die to that devout. It can be really unfortunate. So this fight's pretty easy. I might really only show it once because it ends so fast. I tried to get double hits there, I got none. I don't think you can double hit more than like once or twice in that initial phase where you just go over to the right and shoot triple fireball. Right there I got no double hits, but either way, by the time you build up enough, like I get 6 nail hits, then I can shoot 2 fireballs, then he always dies. So like, not that hard to avoid the souls for that long. We're gonna do the same thing again where you dream gate out while you're in the animation. So now your soul becomes important because throughout the entire run you can get random 1 essence drops from enemies, and so right now I have 6 down, or I have 6 less than I need or whatever. And basically you're gonna get a dream tree right before you need to have the 1800, so you can pick up the excess of what you need, but you want to try to pay attention to how much essence you have so you know how many you have to grab from that tree before you get there. Also, you can get hit to him if you mess up or get unlucky or whatever. So having like 2 health at this part is actually really scary because you hit to him and then the devout can just dash backwards and you'll get hit by him and die. Alright, so luckily we don't have to go through Beast in the normal way. We have double jump. And basically there's like a little, I guess it's like you see this little bulb and this bulb, there's like a gap here. I mean, that's how I always see where it is. You could also use the chandelier to the left to know where it is, but that's just how I know where it is. If I dash once here and then dash again, and then by the time it comes back, he's normally just staying there. Like I said, you can get really unlucky and he just immediately dashes backwards and you end up inside of his hitbox, but if you have the health to tank it, it's not really that big of a deal. You lose like 2 seconds, or not even 2 seconds. Not even a second, I don't think. So we're gonna see Hornet chilling here. She's not even really that mad that we just killed her mom. Sorry, Hornet. Love you. That doesn't really matter. You're gonna get your health back when you go into the White Palace anyway. So basically you just drop down those same quarters you came in to leave. Over here. Open the stag station. Look down. Make the bell spawn faster. It's just like a look down for like 2 or like half to. Oh, I stacked the wrong place. Sorry, I wasn't thinking about it. It's like half a second to like 3/4 of a second. But you're gonna go to the resting grounds. And then as soon as you can, start up a crystal dash. I pressed it a little too early right there. Now I remembered that I have 6 out of or 6 essence missing, so I can plan out which of these 6 I'm gonna grab. I should have grabbed the one down there. I did the route where if I needed 7, I would have gone over here, grabbed this one, and then come over here, grab this, and then jump. Oops. Then jump up, grab that, and grab that, and left. But normally you need 7 if you don't get any drops throughout the whole run. And then you're gonna talk to the Seer again. She's gonna give you a useless arcane aid. She's gonna give you a useless soul or a mass fragment, mass shard, whatever. Then she's going to give you the Awoken Dream Nail so we can get into the White Palace. Now the fun begins. She's going to have a little bit more dialogue, and then you're going to turn around. You're going to turn around, and you're going to Crystal Dash out. Okay, I tried to dash, it didn't let me. Then you're going to go to the bottom one, which is Hidden Station to the right of White Palace. Again, you're going to start up a dash as soon as you're able. A super dash. You know this guy. So, there are multiple different ways how you can deal with these guys. I'll just show you how I fight them. Pretty consistently okay. I get 3 hits, and I dash over. That'd be a pretty good fight. We have another one coming up. There's only one, other than fighting those 2 guys, there's one bit of RNG in this place that there's nothing you can do about. It's right here if you want to go for it. Sometimes he's a little bit higher and he's in your way and you get hit, and you just have to dash over to the right and start a Crystal Dash again, but luckily right there he was out of our way. These guys do his RNG, but I normally wait for him to catch his for him to catch his little blade thing he throws, scythe, whatever it is, because if you kill him while it's on its way back to him, then it won't stop at where his body was. It'll just keep going. And if you're currently recovering from like just using a fireball or something, then it'll hit you in the face and do 2 damage. So I wait for him to catch it and then I do the damage that I know is going to kill him. You can also heal on this elevator once if you have the soul and need it. I pogo off that and double jump. So a lot of this is going to be the way I do these rooms. Not all of them. Whoops. Not all of them are like optimal or whatever, but I'll show you how I go through them. Try to give you any tips that you're not going to figure out for yourself by just watching it, which admittedly there won't be much, but I'll try to explain what I'm doing as much as possible. But mostly it's just look at the way I go through the room, and I'll say whether I like did it wrong or something. So you want to stop before that and double jump over that. You want to make sure to not, like, you want to jump over that ledge and then start a Crystal Dash on the wall underneath immediately. You have to make this cycle. I almost ran into that saw. Okay, so hold on, before I jump up there. This is the room that I can't do the same way Scurry can. For some reason, nobody's like really knows 100% why. It's not that big of a deal, so I haven't really like made any, like I haven't like asked anybody to help me figure out why. It's not really that big of a deal. But basically, when I jump up there, it won't let me, like your character kind of goes up and lands, or this way for you, kind of goes up and lands, but for some reason it takes me longer to hit the floor than it does for Scurry or anybody else for that matter. But it doesn't always do it for me, but it's like half the time. And if I do that, I can't make the proper cycle for the room. And like I said, I lose like a second, maybe a second and a half. So it's not a huge deal, but I'm gonna turn on infinite health, so if I mess it up, then I won't be at low health. But well, I'll try to do the Scurry's cycle, or the real cycle. Nope. See, it takes me longer to hit the ground for some reason, so I actually can't make that. Sometimes it'll let me, but other times it won't. Yeah. Nope. I would love to show it. There we go. But I don't go for it in runs just because... Ooh, that was on me. I messed up. Whoops. I don't go for it in runs because there's always a chance that it'll just decide it doesn't want to be nice. But that's the way you do it. I messed up there, but I'll show you the way I do this room normally without that cycle. That's how I do it. Oh, it didn't let me dash. Hello? Okay. Alright, what is happening? normally you want to land on this thing, dash off, and then dash again. And then stop it with this lever, and then stop the C dash as you go into this transition so you can dash an inventory drop. And I'll try that again. You want to dash inventory drop and then down. Now, okay, so here's another, this is the most important gate storage of the whole run because you kind of get like thrown kind of far because there's nothing right here past this gate. I'll try to do it. If I mess it up, that sucks, but basically this one is a little bit later than you would think. Like, you want to almost dash like when it's already kind of like gone, like it doesn't even look like it's there anymore. I didn't get it. It's fine. If you don't get it, it's whatever. Normally when you get it, you like land like right here, but you also kind of have like a weird jump off the wall, so you get like a jump and then a double jump. So even if you are right there, you can just double jump onto that. Not a big deal. It saves a little bit of time if you get it. Cross up here. I didn't mean to dash. It's not even that important of a room. I jump off this wall, dash over, smash. Alright. So this one's pretty easy. Scurry was actually looking into a faster way of doing it, but that's the easy way. This room is on a pretty strict cycle. That's the way I do it. There's a couple different ways, a little bit faster ways, but they're really scary, and I don't want to do them. That's the way I do that room. This trick's not that bad, as long as you're far enough left, and you don't move left like I just did. That wasn't far enough left. Ugh. There we go. So I'm actually gonna throw it a couple times. So basically, I'm like scared it's gonna move me left again. There we go. Damn it. So yeah, basically you go like this, and then you don't even have to land on that platform. You just double jump up to that wall, push dash across. All right, and this next room is pretty, like, really easy if you just do it right the first time. If I ever mess it up, I actually just leave the room and then crystal dash back in so that it keeps the same cycle. But just cancel, go to the left of that, the right of that, hit the wall for half a second. Boom, here, clear. I canceled that inventory drop really early for some reason. And you can heal here if you have to. There's Path of Pain to the left, but... Oh, okay. That's fantastic. Every once in a while I get a little too ambitious on that saw and or on that little guy and try to get past him and mess it up. Alright, so this is the hardest room for me, personally. It requires a pretty strict cycle, but you can do it a little bit slower. There's a certain part where you're going up, and there's like pockets on like one lower on the right side, I'm trying to show for you, on the right side, and then a higher one up here. And there's a saw that's going up and down, and basically you can just kind of sit in those pockets if you want, but I'm going to show you the way that I normally go for it and see if I can, I might mess it up, but we'll see. This is the one room that I normally mess up more than anything in runs. Oh my god. And I messed it up. Go figure. This is probably the strictest cycle. Whoa, okay. I forward slash instead of down slash. Yeah, this is the room I have the most trouble with getting correct. There we go. That's the room. So right here you want to pogo and then double jump. So you kind of climb faster. Fireball that. Okay, so this drop is pretty simple. Basically, all you're gonna do is as soon as these two right here, as soon as they come in, as soon as you hear the noise for them coming in, you want to start your jump, and once you get kind of past them, start a double jump, and like right as you're about to get to the apex of your double jump, open your inventory, and you'll like get to the bottom without being hit. Like that. Pretty easy. This room is pretty easy as long as you cancel your C dash correctly. Right here. Kind of tight, but like there are safer ways to do that room if you want. That's White House. You can get this split to less than 5 minutes, but Scurry has only gotten a 502. I've only gotten a 506, so neither of us have been able to pull off a perfect White Palace. So, you just wait, you wake up, I'm gonna crystal dash to the right. Over here, sit on the bench, take off Shaman Stone, and then Overcharm to put on King Soul. Dash back left. So this split, Scurry actually calls it Monk S on his live split because basically these siblings do 2 damage normally, but you're Overcharm, so they do 4 damage. So it just takes one mistake hitting a sibling and then another mistake of anything and you die, and it's really obnoxious. So there's like technically a faster way to get down here for doing this where you land like closer. That's exactly what I'm talking about right there. Actually, to kind of point out what I was talking about, basically when you land here, you get one input that's actually going to register, so a jump works, and then I start an inventory drop right here. But if you land down here, you need 2 inputs to get out, because it's too high. Can you get out this side? No. And so like you'll jump, and then you'll try to press it again, but it won't actually double jump. For some reason, when you close the inventory, like your second input won't actually come out, so it's a tiny bit of time. But there's another way to get down here that Scurry does that drops closer to here. But I just use the same place to drop as I do whenever I come get Shade Cloak. So this area I used to think was a lot scarier than it is. It's actually not that bad. You just want to go to the left, inventory drop twice, and then come over here. I normally fireball to get him out of the way. Fireball to get him out of the way. You can up slash them to get them out of the way, or fireball them, whatever you want to do. You're in the clear. Alright, so here's the climb. This is a pretty painstaking place to practice, but it really does pay off. My climb used to be really bad until I kind of fixed it. I'm still not perfect or like as good as I want to be at this, but basically you just have to find a way to climb this place as fast as you can. And consistently. So I'll show you the way I do it, but there's probably faster ones out there. So I already messed up. Do this. Get to the top of that. Up here. And then this is the hard one. You gotta kind of like pogo as you're moving left. Oh, okay. The hitbox for that extends farther than you think it does sometimes. Farther than I think it does. I forgot where I was going for a half second. As you can tell, my climb is still not perfect. Yeah. I'm not going to waste time like explaining how I do the climb because it's not even optimal. It's just good enough for me for now. I've practiced it to try to get it pretty consistent, but I only started practicing it like 3 or 4 days ago. So I was tired of losing so much time here. But basically, you can just find a way to climb up there, to constantly be moving upwards. And then as soon as you spawn back in, you can actually quit. And now it's insanely important to remember to, as soon as you spawn back in, to equip Shades or Shaman Stone, because it's gonna make the Hollow Knight and Radiance fight basically ridiculously difficult if you don't put it back on. Down once and go up to Dirtmouth. Now we're at the final two bosses. So Hollow Knight is actually very fast. There's just one thing you have to be careful of, like with Shade Soul, and that is making sure that after the first phase of the self-stabbing, not to go too low in soul, because you have to finish, like you have to dream nail him at the very end with full soul. So you'll have full soul for the start of the Radiance fight, otherwise you're going to lose a ton of time. Because basically you're going to get 3 double hits off the bat for the Radiance if you have full soul. So that's, you know, for every bit of soul you're missing out on 80 damage. The first 3 doubles are like they always happen if you do it right. So basically on the second phase, you want to make sure that the very least amount of soul you can have whenever Hornet like comes in to intervene is 5 out of 9, because you're allowed to get 4 nail hits on Hollow Knight, like before dream nailing. If you do a 5th one, then Hornet will fall off and you'll get the wrong ending, so you'll have to like die on purpose or something, which would be obnoxious. So, but the first half you can fireball as much as you want and go down to 0 soul if you need to. Getting a lot of counters, it's horrible. Stop countering me. So this is where you want to start like only using fireballs if you know you're about to be able to get 3 hits. I have like a good feel of like how far into the fight I am, so I know I'll be able to get one hit right here. So, like I said, you want to make sure you go into this fight with full soul. It's really important. And you get healed to full, so don't worry about your health coming in here. Alright, so here's the Radiance. Scariest part of the run is saved for the end, so it's good. So I'm gonna do the fight, and then I'll explain. I might pause during it, or maybe in the little mini intermission between phase 2 and 3. But just know that the main point of the fight is to get double hits with the Shade Soul, like every fight in this category. And to do that, you have to be basically on her height and far enough away, because if you're too close, it won't double hit for some reason. So you have to be far enough away. But that also means you have to double jump to get up to that height to get the double hit. And sometimes that means like dashing through something and then double jumping. So now you're stuck falling, and sometimes that means like falling into a laser. Because like if it spikes, you can like pogo before you hit them and like then dash away. But sometimes it's like the laser's gearing up and you're falling toward it, and there's just nothing you can do about it. You're gonna get hit. So. That was really lucky. I was too far. Oh my goodness, okay. It ate my... See if we can do it with 1 health. Okay, so I pushed the phase. Let's just heal twice here, just to keep the fight going. So right here, it's not exact because sometimes the damage you did in the first phase can bleed over into this phase, but around 3 fireball hits and then 9 nail hits is the way I kind of look at it. We'll push it to the next phase. And I personally prioritize going into the next phase with full soul. So I can start the next phase with 3 double hits right off the bat. So it's just a big chunk of the phase gone. So basically right here, what I'll try to do is get my 3 fireballs and then just nail. And even if I'm at full soul and like I haven't pushed the phase yet, I'm just going to keep nailing forever until I push the phase because I want to go into the next phase of full soul. Because I know if I fireball a 4th time, it's just going to push it, and then now I'm at 2/3. I also forgot how many times I've fireball. Okay, I meant to up slash there, so I wouldn't have been hit. I don't remember how many times I fireballed, so that might have just been only 2. Okay, no, we're fine. I'm gonna heal twice just so I can like continue showing the fight. So Radiance is always gonna spawn right there in the next to that, or on top of that platform right here. So that's 3 double hits. I didn't think that orb would still be going around. Can you go away? Oh, that's unfortunate. Should be. That's probably the fight. Yeah. Those double hits will push the fight so fast. Well, I mean, it's not the fight until you've gotten past this. So that's the Radiance. I'll show it, obviously, a couple more times. Actually, I'm going to turn on this this mod that just put you straight into the Radiance fight, so I don't have to keep doing the Hollow Knight fight. Okay. So it's important to note that all of the Radiance attacks, well, first off, the Radiance's body doesn't actually hurt you like most bosses. You can just go through her and it's fine. But on top of that, it's important to note that spawn get Hidden Station or Black Egg Temple. It's important to note that all of her attacks do 2 damage except the spikes in the first, like the spikes on the floor in the first phase. And falling on the last phase, if you fall into like the void, into the black, those only do 1. So sometimes you'll be faced with a decision of like, oh, do I want to run into something that's going to do 2 damage, or can I, at the very least, like, you know, fall into something that's only going to do 1? So it's important to, like, especially in the phase with no floor. Sometimes it's like, okay, well, my only options. Like, I've actually lost a run before where I didn't realize I had 2 health, and instead of eating a laser to the face, I could have just walked off the platform and fell into the void and been fine. But it's really hard to think about that in the moment. Needles spawn right in my mouth. Also, if you shade cloak through those orbs, they immediately go away. Wow. I've already done 3 nail or fireball hits, so I'm just gonna get full soul and then just keep doing nail. The best way, well, the best way to get nail hits on the Radiance in the first phase, first 2 phases, is to do a thing where you jump and you up slash and double jump kind of at the same time. I'm not 100% sure on the timing, but basically when you up slash, normally it would push you downwards, but there's something about when you up slash and double jump at the same time that your double jump just goes just as high and you'll just soar. So basically it's just like up slash and double jump and then up slash as you're falling. So you'll get 3 hits and it's like it's really fast, and Scurry does it a lot. I'm not good at it. I don't do it. The way I do it, especially in that last phase, is I jump and side slash, which you can barely just hit, and right after the side slash, I double jump and then hit twice on my way down. It's just slightly slower, I think, but it's more comfortable for me. I'm not very good at the other method. If you're on this platform like this below the Radiance, and the Radiance does the little needles that spawn, the 8-way needles that spawn, sometimes they can just spawn in your hitbox, like that. I mean, it didn't spawn in my hitbox, but those is what I mean. I didn't press dash early enough, and I walked into that. Those. Okay, a couple things. One, those needles always shoot out and spin in a clockwise direction. My brain refuses to remember that information for some reason. But on top of that, if I'm ever at 1 or 2 health, I actually will wait for the Radiance to do a move before I stand on the platform below her. Because, like I said, those needles can just spawn, and by the time you see exactly where they are, the hitbox is already active. You actually have no tell. It'll just spawn inside your hitbox and you don't have time to move. So, I won't risk it if I'm at 1 or 2 health. That was so stupid of me. I think I pushed a lot because that other one double hit like after she had already been pushed to the phase, so I think I can just nail it and eventually she'll go down. Maybe. I bet if I fireball right now, she'll instantly die. I'm gonna do it just... Yeah, okay. I was gonna do it just so, I could get past that phase, but I have 3 out of 3 right now. Otherwise, I would have just kept doing the nails. It's also important to remember in that situation right there, before I needed to jump and shade cloak through this thing, I stopped swinging upwards for a second. Oh, okay. I almost jumped into that. Because basically when you up slash, if you try to like jump immediately, it'll like push you back down and it won't actually like let you jump. Alright, I think the fight's over. Or not. Okay. So like when I know that I'm about to have to jump, I stop up like swinging upwards for just a half a second so that I know that I won't like be pushed back down and then get hit by that beam. Or not. I didn't press up again. We're almost done. Probably do it one more time and then... Hornet yells at you to get good. Thanks, babe. That single hit. Oh, I didn't have it back yet. I'm dead. Oh my goodness. That was some questionable decision making on top of bad luck. Like, I could have done stuff better, but at the same time, like, basically I was taking a risk, and maybe like 2 out of 3 options that I could have gotten would have been fine, but I got the one that bad, or maybe it's like more like 1 out of 5, 1 out of 6. But I kept getting those. So it's like I could have just, you could argue I could just not take the risk, but at the same time, like, it's just unfortunate as well. I miscounted fireballs, but it's fine. 2 out of 3 is not the worst thing in the world. Especially when you have full soul. But it just makes this faster. Right there. I waited because I knew that those needles could be the first move, which is really, really bad to be standing right underneath her because you have no time to move. That sucks. Oh, I thought I had a double jump for some reason. Oh, rude. Be a really, really bad... Dude, she's doing one move and then teleporting, which is really unfortunate. I think that should be the fight. If not, that is. I couldn't go anywhere. It's fine though. I also jump off the sides of these platforms and it's a little bit faster, but I don't like taking that risk right at the end because sometimes I accidentally mess up and don't mean to jump off a wall and then it pushes me to the left or right and I jump into a beam, so. Okay, so that was Radiance. There's not really much more I have to say or show about the fight, so yeah, that was True Ending. If you want to get into it, there's the route I just described. There's the route where you get Wraiths and Shriek and lose a little bit of time, but it makes a lot of the fights, especially the Radiance, really, really fast and much safer. Well, it's only safer because the fight ends faster, but you know what I mean. On top of that, there's also the Dream Wielder route. There's a couple different things to do, but like I understand this is a very high skill ceiling type of route. It's really difficult. It's definitely not a beginner route, but I think it's insanely fun. And it being so long means the RNG doesn't matter quite as much. Kinda. I mean, I guess it matters more in one context and not the other, but whatever. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you guys run True Ending. It's my favorite category, and I hope it gets more love soon. And I appreciate it. This will be up on YouTube in 2 parts, so thank you guys.